Hi Dragons! I am here to do my November TBR, and I swear hopefully by the end of the year I will have a game, like a TBR game that I like, and I will have a book buying thing that I like, and those things just have not happened yet. So that will be the plan in the future, but for this month and possibly next month, I'm going to focus my categories into three things. I'm going to try Tori Between the Pages, her D&D game, which I'm going to be a sorcerer this month. And then I'm going to talk about my own cards that I really do like, because I'm going to pull a couple of these. And then I'm going to talk about Goodreads-a-thon or Goodreads Choice Awards and Bucket-a-thon at the very, very end. And yeah. So I had a really, really rough reading month in October. It just was a lot. Work was very, very stressful in October, and Comic-Con was also chaotic and busy. Super, super fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to link Tori because she has all the answers. But basically, I am going to roll a 6-sided dice to see how many rolls I'm going to do for her game. So I can have 1 to 6, and that will tell me how many rolls I'm going to do for her game. And then I am going to roll for each one. So let's see what we get. I really, really wish I could show you the dough, but you'll just have to trust me. I am being honest. Ooh, okay. So we're going to do 3. So that is where we are. So we're going to do roll 3. And then I have to roll a 20-sided dice. And I think if it says, if you roll an even number, it's a monster, and rolling an odd number is a dungeon. And then there are some that have side quests, which I'm going to decide in the moment if I want to do. So I have to do 3. So let's see. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we have a 2, which again, 2. I know I have to go back to all the things, sorry. Okay, we're gonna see, where does thing 2? Okay, so I have an animated armor, an empty shell that clamors as it moves, and a heavy plates banging and grinding, kills against one another like a vengeful spirit of a fallen knight. Follows a list command from its creator, which is kill, and is enchanted with scripted speech to ensure a warning. Turn back now or face my wrath. Challenge level is 20 XP. And read a book with a destructive or unpredictable antagonist. Okay. That I can work with. So let me go find a book that has a main character that's a little bit complicated, and I will report back what I'm going to add to the TBR. Okay, so I think I found a book that was on my fall TBR that I didn't get around to. So I'm going to try to read The Bone Spit by Nikki Paul Prado. This was a book that was told to me that if I like The Last of Us Jesse, I should read this book, I think. So I'm going to add this. And I know that, like, it just seems like she has a villainous descent, I think. And she's a little bit destructive. So I did want to read this. It is a little bit long, to be honest. But I want to read it. And I might make it my plain book because I am traveling to Charlotte in November. So I'm going to put that on the TBR card for a book, and then we're going to roll again so I can roll another one. I do also have to get Forgery of Fate on here by Elizabeth Lim because this is a book buddy read that I'm doing with my friend Victoria on BookTube, so I do have to get this on here. So that will definitely be on the TBR regardless because I do have to read it. Ooh, okay, so we got a 14, which means... Okay, let me go to my 14. I think that's another monster. 14. Okay, and it is, I'm going to be fighting the Gabaru. It takes great pleasure in destroying mortals through temptations, and these creatures are among a few demons to offer their services to creatures foolish enough to summon them. Although the Gazabus are devastating in combat, they prefer to tempt victims into ruin, using power or wealth as a lure. Engaging in guile, trickery, and evil bargains, a Gazabu hoards riches that uses it to fulfill promises to short-sighted summoners and weak-willed mortals. Read a book with a morally gray love interest, a dark romance, or trickster beguiler. Read a book like this will help the demon true nature and take control over it. Ooh, okay. That one should be easy. I feel like this might have a morally gray love interest or a trickster. Ooh, you know what I could? I think I might put this one on. You know what? Give me a second because I want to go read the summary of this because I don't remember what it is. But if not, I do have a book that I could add on my TBR that was on my last month TBR that I didn't read. Let me read the summary because normally when you read a book like this, there's always like a, what is it? Like a morally gray love interest. Let me go see what the actual love interest in the story is and then I'll report back. Hold on. Good news, there is a con artist trickster father in here and she has elements of that too. So I'm going to add this one to the TBR. Victoria will be so happy, and this will actually is a shorter book so it could probably fit in my backpack when I am commuting, which is great. So I'm going to add Forgery of Fate to the TBR. So yeah, and now we have one more roll for this. All right. All right, and then, oh, we have another. I'm going to re-roll this one because I just had it to, so I would have to do it again, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to let that be my roll. That may not be her roll. Ooh, and then an 11. Okay, let me go figure out what this is. I think that means we have a dungeon, which is exciting. Okay, 11. Okay, yeah, 11. That's, okay, sorry. I probably should have done this in advance, but I did not. Okay, we are going to a party conflict. Meeting some people along the way in a journey has proven fruitful. At least stopping at the taverns has been nice to share stories with our fellow adventurers. Stopping at a new tavern, we run into a familiar face. They don't seem as friendly as an argument effuse. Okay. Read a book with heavy interpersonal drama. Okay. Ooh, you know what? I think I have a good book for this, and it's been a book that I've really wanted to reread. I think I'm going to read Truth Witch. Let me go get it. Okay, so I did find my book. I think I'm going to read Truth Witch by Susan Dennard or Dennard. I did have this book. I read this book a long time ago. I actually read it twice, and then she got a lot of health issues, the author, and I just got very distracted by other things. But I do want to go back and I do want to read this. So that is 3 heavy fantasy books, and we do have a side quest, so I am going to roll for the side quest. And let me just look up what I think I have to do. Let me go to the side quest thing. And then I need to remind myself to okay, cannot be dumbled. Okay, so I think you're gonna roll. Okay, you're gonna roll a 20. I'm gonna see what my side quest is gonna be and hope it is not awful. But you know what? That is the game of life when you're playing D&D. Ooh, okay, so I bought quest 1, which is getting the Arcane Grimoire. As you open the Grimoire pages itself, the ink dries like shadow, spelling out the title of a book you own for too long and never touched. Choose a book that's sitting on your unread pile the longest, or at the very end you want to read list at the end. Ooh. Ooh, okay, so they want me to go to the end of my Goodreads. Oh dear, this is going to be a dangerous thing. Okay. I have not cleaned out my Goodreads in such a long time. I have 2,218 books on here. Wow. Okay. Well, that would be a lot. Okay, which at the end, this is like so much stuff is on here that honestly, like, I have no idea what it's even gonna be. Okay, well that I just got. So let me see. To read. Okay, so I just need to find my copy of Kiss of Deception because that, according to this, is the oldest book on here that I still have a physical copy of. I just don't know where I put it. So let me go see if I can locate that book because I definitely still have it. It didn't go very, very far, but that is probably going to be the one that I'm going to add because it has been for a while. Like, I have had that book for so long and I do have a physical copy of it. I just don't remember where I put it. So let me try to go find it so I can bring it to you and then we'll chat through it if I can find it. I was going to add the Kiss of Deception, but honestly I can't find it right now. So I think I'm just going to add another one that was pretty far back. I'm going to add Ink, Iron, and Glass by Gwendolyn Clare. I have no idea what this book's about, but it is a quicker one and it is one that's been on my TBR for a very, very long time. And it is a YA fantasy. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 YA fantasy books immediately on the TBR. So And then I have to keep a track. I have to remind myself to kind of go back in time and check all these at the end and see if I read them. So yeah, I'm gonna take a pause. I'm gonna make sure that everything is up to date, and then we are gonna do the cards and make sure I don't have to take my puppy out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are gonna pull two. I think we're gonna do a couple of cards because I want to do a series for physical books and I want to do a series for audiobooks. So I'm gonna see what we're gonna pull for the physical books to add to my TBR. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna add 2 physical books to my TBR, which should be easy because there were a lot of options. Okay. Okay, so let me... Oh, I hate when the cards get turned over. It annoys me. I feel like I'm cheating.
What time you going to take the train tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know?
Ooh, okay, so I need to read an adult fantasy book on my physical TBR. Okay, that one, I just got a lot of books from YALLFest that I think I can go figure out. Okay, let me go see. All right, you know what? I am tempted. I wonder if there were books that were like, okay. So, I think I am going to add The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotomayor. I didn't really like Watermoon that much, but I am willing to give her another shot. I did get this book from Comic-Con, so I am willing to give this book a shot. And yeah, I would love to read this so I know if I want to get the pretty edition. So I'm going to add this one to the TBR. And then... Oh my god, I hate when these cards get turned over. It just bothers me. It's probably like a weird thing to have issues with that, but I do have issues with that. Okay, let me make sure all these cards are turned over. It's just gonna bother me. Okay, alright, and then I'm going to pick one more physical book. Ooh, read a book that's gift. Okay, I have the perfect one. So my friend Kate Jacobs is an author, and she gifted me this ARC when I went to Comic-Con. She even signed it to me. So I'm going to make this be my gifted book. And it is a book that I have high on my TBR. I really did want to read it. So these are the 2 books that I'm going to put on my physical TBR. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a number of dice to see how many audiobooks we're going to kind of chat through. Because I never put audiobooks on here, and then I feel like I don't have any direction with my audiobooks. Okay, so I'm gonna add 2 audiobooks to the TBR. So at least on my graphic. Okay, let me just take these cards a little bit, put them upside down. Okay, that's the problem. They're all not upside down. They're all like the wrong way. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Alright. So one is gonna be a fall read. Okay, well, I have a lot of options for that. All right, so let me go get my phone, see what I want to read, see what I have like a physical book of maybe that I could get off my TBR. You know what? Here. This is one that I was in the middle of reading, An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating. I had just put this book down. I couldn't get into it. So I'm going to add this to the TBR because it is a physical book and it's a fall read for sure. Okay. And then I'm going to pick one more. A middle grade book. Okay, well that should be easy because I do have some. All right. So let me go actually look at my phone and see what I want to choose, update my graphic, and then we're going to chat. Okay. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay. So I did wind up getting a Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating for my audiobook that I'm going to add because I did tentatively start that, and I am heading to the city tomorrow with my friends, so I may need a little bit of like an audiobook. I also am going to add The Last Ember because this is a book that I have wanted to read. I do have the audiobook of it as well, so I am going to add that. And then I also am going to add The Wrath of the Triple Goddess by Rick Riordan. I will attach a photo of that book here. It's a middle grade book. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to add like 3 books to this cart that just are gonna fluff it out, I think, a little bit, because I think I need a little bit more books on here, like to have a full TBR cart. But I'm not gonna put these books on my graphic. That is what I'm going to do. So let me go get those, we'll chat, and then we're gonna chat a little bit about Goodreads Choice Awards and what my thoughts are. So let me go get those books and then we'll chat about those, and then we'll chat about Goodreads choice. So here are the books I'm going to add. I'm going to add The Runes Between Us by Sasha E. Sloan. I'm going to add Tide Speaker by Sadie Turner, which is one that I really do want to read. This was the giveaway that I got at Comic-Con, and I was the only person that got an ARC of this book. Well, one of the only people. And then I'm going to read The Keeper of Magical Things by Julie Leong. And then I'm going to add A Curious Kind of Magic by Marie Rutherford. I am going to stick this on my card, even though I am going to be reading my ARC of it. So yeah, that is where we are with that. Now here is my thoughts on Goodreads Choice Awards. I want to try to do it this year, but I don't know like what I'm going to do, because I am a very different type of reader than other people. I read in categories, so like I will read a lot of fantasy, I will listen to a lot of romance, I will listen to a lot of mystery thrillers, and I will listen to a lot of contemporary YA books. So I guess I don't know what I'm on. I really want to look at what category am I the closest to finishing, or what category like do I think I would enjoy the most and don't feel as pressured, because I know I'm not going to finish all the books. Like, that's just not possible. But I also did not listen to a ton of really, really popular books for that. So I'm curious to see what I wind up like being a part of. But when the videos come out, if I had to say something, I would probably say I would probably be most interested in the YA fantasy books that are first books in a series. I always do want to try to prioritize that, but I'm not going to read sequels if I'm very, very far behind in the series, which is something that I tend to be behind. And I'm also more likely to read a romance book than the mystery thriller category, because so many of those books in the mystery thriller category are thrillers. So I'm probably more likely to read the romance books that I'm interested in. Or maybe read a bunch of the YA contemporaries. I have no idea. So yeah, that is my thoughts. I also am doing Bucketathon, and I'm also doing Traders on Lexi's Patreon, but that's gonna start in like a week or so. So yeah, that is where we are with the November TBR. Yeah, I really am happy. I really want to like dive into reading, and that's kind of the goal. So yeah, let me know in the comments what is a book you need to read in November, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends.